Now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 10. I'm Justin Betty. As the weather warms up this week, we'll be seeing lots of folks out on the water across the Northwoods. But boating and fishing can be hard for some people who are older or less mobile than they used to be. Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson shows us how one local group is trying to change that.
Let's go for a ride.
Since 2013, Mark Schrader has been taking out the Let's Go Fishing Hodeg chapter's pontoon boat. But it's not just for his own enjoyment.
I've never met anybody that didn't like Let's Go Fishing. They think it's something wonderful to do. They think it's getting out there with people and sharing and doing something worthwhile.
Schrader is referring to all the seniors, veterans, and disabled individuals who took the opportunity to see the Northwoods at 10 miles per hour. But last year, they couldn't even make it to the boat landing.
Our season last year was, well, we never had a season.
In 2019, the Let's Go Fishing Hodeg chapter had almost 100 trips out on Boom Lake behind me. Last year, however, because of the pandemic, they had 0. So this year, they're hoping things will go back to normal. The definition of normal is similar among the organization's volunteers.
They just have this peace about them when they get off the boat. They're just all smiles and they're giving you hugs and they just love it.
Seeing spontaneous wildlife and nature's expressive noises are things people might not see every day.
We've had a 90-year-old lady fishing. She just couldn't wait to throw her line in, and she didn't want to quit. We just finally had to take her pole out of her hand.
This season, the organization hopes for more volunteers, especially youth and board members. Tuesday, the organization's volunteers went out for a training session before the season starts. And even without a visitor in the boat, Mara and Ewert reaped the benefits.
Well, it's soothing on the boat, the rocking motion. And we just saw a heron just now, just skimming across the top, just like a foot above the water. And you don't see that otherwise.
When there is a new face on the boat, it's the feelings that come out of the ride that counts.
It all comes back to you and who you serve and how you do things. And you'll see people so happy, it changes your mindset.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Morgan Johnson.
I could tell some beautiful skies and water in that video. Jeff, great day today.
Yeah, unofficially, summer started today. It felt like it too, with temperatures back in the 70s. In fact, check out these high temperatures earlier. 73 in Rhinelander, 78 for Shawano, even an 80 right there in Wapaka earlier tonight. But now we're cooling off just a bit. 53 in Rhinelander, 52 or 62 for Leona. So it's comfortable out there. We'll have lows tonight down in the 50s as the humidity increases tonight as well. All right, so looking at the outside now, a couple of clouds out there currently. There is a system to our west. This could bring us a rogue shower or storm tomorrow. More likely, though, tomorrow night into the day on Thursday as the system approaches from the west of us right now. But you can see for tonight, no worries at all. Looking at partly cloudy skies, low temperatures down near 51. Near full forecast is coming up, Justin.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Today, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reports the fewest new confirmed COVID-19 cases since last March. DHS reports 56 new cases statewide, dropping our rolling 7-day average to 179, the lowest in more than a year. DHS also reports 3 new deaths today. We're averaging 3 per day statewide over the last week. Meanwhile, DHS reports about 48% of all people in Wisconsin have now received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. About 42% have completed their vaccination. Keep in mind, about 14% of the state is kids under age 12, so about half the adults in the state have now completed their vaccination. On Wall Street, the Dow was briefly above its all-time high, set early in May before coming back to earth throughout the day. The index gained 46 points on the day when it was all said and done to close at about 34,575. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 are both down slightly on the day. While the stock market keeps rising, the cost of almost everything is also going up. Stephanie Rule shows us how post-pandemic inflation is affecting some tourist towns and people all across the country.
At the Blue Water Cafe on the Jersey Shore, customers are thrilled to be back.
You just want to be happy again, and if it costs a little bit more, I think it's okay.
Even though owner Steve DiPietro recently raised prices by 10% to make up for the higher cost of food and supplies, as well as the increased wages.
If you didn't increase your prices at all,
Yeah.
would you lose money this summer?
I would probably break even, I would say.
And you're working way too hard to break even.
Right, exactly. You know, we're all going to have to pay for that pandemic. A little bite, one bite at a time.
He says the price of food like lobster has nearly doubled, from $21 a pound to more than $36. A 35-pound jug of frying oil from $20 to $36. His labor costs up 30%.
Just as people are going out to eat, inflation is rising at the fastest pace in nearly 13 years.
Supply shortages and higher gas prices driving up the cost on everything from rubber gloves to food delivery.
Delivery costs, insurance, rent, those are all going up. And so I don't think we're going to see a relief from any of these costs anytime soon for restaurants.
To save on your next meal out, watch for discounts on less busy days or off-peak times. Check your credit card for special deals. And look at the menu ahead of time to know what you'll pay. Stephanie Rule, Long Beach Island, New Jersey.
Other news, postal union representatives warn a plan to close Wausau's mail sorting facility could lead to delivery delays in other parts of Wisconsin. The U.S. Postal Service announced last month it plans to consolidate 18 mail facilities across the country. In Wisconsin, mail sorting from the Wausau facility would move to Green Bay. It could affect mail across north central Wisconsin. A semi-truck hauling about 40,000 pounds of butter rolled over near Pine River east of Merrill last night. Pine River fire officials say it happened on State Road 64, the north intersection of County Road X. Firefighters worked with the Rods Towing and Service to empty that trailer so the big rig could be put back upright. Fire officials say no one was hurt in the crash, though it did shut down the road for several hours. A police chase in Barron County ended when a help of a herd of cattle about 13 miles after that started. Police say the driver steered right into the farm where some cows created a blockade of sorts. Authorities were then able to take the driver into custody. No humans or animals were harmed in that arrest. Today, the Lakeland Union football team presented a $15,000 check to the Never Forgotten Honor Flight in Wausau. The team has been raising money for this project for years, but they had to get creative this past year to make it happen. Newswatch 12's Rachel Eiler reports.
30 veterans one step closer to taking their flight of a lifetime.
Going on this flight, I got to say, we were really finally honored in the way that we should have been years ago.
For the past 5 years, Wally Oberman has worked with the Lakeland Union football team, typically collecting donations for the Never Forgotten Honor Flight during one of the largest events in Minocqua. But after COVID canceled their 4th of July parade,
one of the linemen on the T-Bird football team, he had me come and meet with the coach at the high school here, and he says, Mr. Oberman, I have a way that I'm going to help you replace your fundraiser you lost.
They placed buckets around town, and the team saw the funds come in pretty quickly.
The community really got behind it, and we ended up raising a ton of money, more than we ever expected to.
10 grand more. Today, presenting a check for $15,000 to President of the Never Forgotten Honor Flight, Mike Thompson.
This is a pretty amazing community. Minocqua and the high school here have done a marvelous job. 30 veterans will be able to benefit from what they've done.
Although honor flights are still on pause, Senior Eric Alberta says it's an honor for them to give back to veterans.
I think just the respect and knowing what they did for our country and that they deserve something to be proud of. And I think it's a great idea to send them on a trip and let people cheer them on when they come back.
In Minocqua, Rachel Eiler, Newswatch 12.
Northwood's businesses have some high hopes for this summer, and so does the local art community. We'll show you what the Three Lakes Center for the Arts has planned in just a few minutes. But first, Jeffson with your full forecast. You're watching Newswatch 12. We're proud to serve Star Lake and folks all across the Northwoods of Wisconsin.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center and get the toughest waterproof floors in the industry, where they're in stock and on sale. Rigid Maximum XL is 50% thicker and 30% longer, resulting in maximum durability, which is perfect for active families and pets. Not to mention, it's easy to install. Come to Carpet City Flooring Center to get your Rigid Maximum XL waterproof floors today.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scher, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
I've been driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like the trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads. It's our safety.
If you were up early, you must be tired, but you probably saw this, a beautiful sunrise this morning with some fog early. That burned off quickly, then lots of sunshine pretty much all day long today. We'll get some more sunshine back in here tomorrow, and then we're going to crank up the heat as we have 80s and maybe a couple 90s in the 7-day forecast. Today, though, not so much. 73 in Rhinelander, also for Mosinee, 78 for Shawano, 80 in Wapaka earlier, but tomorrow, few and far between 80s in here again. Most of us will have high temperatures tomorrow back in the mid-70s. The average high is 72, the average low is 46. The record high back in 1988, a very warm summer, by the way, was 91, and the sun set there earlier at 8:40. All right, so out there right now, it's comfortable. Go for a walk if you want to do 53. The mosquitoes are awful, though. Also in Phillips, 59 for Antigo, 61 for Mosinee. So it's comfortable out there now. We'll drop off slowly tonight. We'll have lows in the middle 50s or so by tomorrow morning. But then look what happens. So tune up the air conditioner in your car, in your home, get your fans ready. It's going to get a little hotter around here. 74 tomorrow, 82 and humid for Thursday. And then we're going to hang out in the mid to upper 80s through the weekend into the early parts of next week. And then beyond that, we'll likely keep the warm air around here. This is talking mid-June, well above average temperatures across the Great Lakes and the Northeast. That's going to keep us warm and your air conditioning bill high into probably the middle portions of June, if not longer than that. Looking outside now, it has a few clouds out there earlier, a couple of showers across the Green Bay, Fox Valley area. Not a big deal at all. There could be a couple more, though, rogue showers tomorrow. There is a little system. It's right there, just to the west of us, moving in our direction. It doesn't have much going for it. Much of the moisture is stuck with this system right there. However, we could see a rogue thunder shower tomorrow. If you get under it, though, it could be a quick burst of heavy rain into the afternoon hours. As the front, though, is so well to our north, actually the storm track has shifted. There's one to our north, one to our south. We're in a happy spot in the middle, except for this little area, disturbance across Minnesota right now. We can blame them. Moving in our direction for tomorrow, that could give us a little bit of rain tomorrow afternoon, and more likely tomorrow night into Thursday with a couple of thunder showers around on Thursday afternoon. So we got heat on the way. We have rainfall on the way on Thursday. Also, the allergies are out there. Tree pollen is off the charts right now. Grass pollen is catching up to it as well. So if you're sniffling or sneezing, this could be a reason why. All right, so going forward, your forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. Low temperatures down near 51. So that's comfortable. It's nice outside right now. And the wind has already gone calm at the airport in Rhinelander for tomorrow. So I had to put in here a rogue thunderstorm. It's possible. Most of us will stay dry tomorrow under partly cloudy skies, highs near 75 or so, with a southwest breeze around 5 to 10 through the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows we're going to crank up the heat. So tomorrow's the cool day with 74. Thursday, there's that best chance for rain in the next 5 or 6 days on Thursday. And then look what happens. Friday, 86, Saturday, 88. This is dangerous heat kind of on the way. Make sure you take care of your pets, also the elderly. 5 find a cool spot if you can, with temperatures near 90 pretty much this weekend. Justin?
All right, thanks, Jeff. The summer tourism season is now officially underway across the Northwoods. Last week, the Three Lakes Center for the Arts opened for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. Newswatch 12's Megan Manblock gives us a look at what they're planning for the big summer ahead.
The reason we started was to enrich people's lives, to let them understand the art, and to try to get people into art and understanding art at a young age.
Sarah finds fine art-styled artists to bring that museum feel with an affordable price for consumers to buy if they like what they see.
The artists that are at the gallery are past artists that have been here before with new inventory and local artists that are new to this gallery.
Every 3 months, the gallery changes like the season, so there's always something new to see. On top of the art gallery, the center will host a variety of events to intrigue the masses, such as comedians, musicians, and their movie theater starting up again on June 9th, among many other events.
Our live performance manager works year-round, finding different artists that will work here at a fee we can afford. Because we're non-for-profit, we can't pay the high fees that they would get in the cities.
In previous years, the Center for the Arts would put up their artists up in the Oneida Village Inn, but since its destruction due to a fire and lack of available housing this summer, it's been tough. However, Sarah is determined to make it a great reopening.
It's a new beginning. It's a new start for this gallery, for us all, and we're hoping that this gallery gives new life for the artists and for the Three Lakes Center for the Arts.
This week marks 100 years since a moment most Americans did not learn about in school and most can hardly believe. Still ahead, we'll hear what President Biden had to say today as he visited the site of the Tulsa Race Massacre. That's next. Newswatch 12 at 10.
Like many people with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, I was there. Be right back. But my symptoms were keeping me from where I needed to be. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for people with UC or Crohn's disease. And Humira helps people achieve remission that can last, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gas.
Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. The perfect paint for when the nursery becomes the bedroom. That becomes his room. That becomes your favorite room in the house. Paint because you want to, not because you have to. For results that stand up to whatever life brings. Trust Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards. Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paints and Stains.
Yeah, well, look what I did this weekend, huh?
Your weekends brought to you by American Marine and Motorsports in Shawano and Honda Motors. We have more boats and pontoons in stock than anywhere else in Wisconsin. Check them out in the largest showroom in the USA. Buy or trade into a new boat and get out on the water today. And we'll give you the best deal, guaranteed by at least $500. Get the most out of your weekends with Honda Motors and American Marine and Motorsports Shawano.
Coming up on your Wednesday, we'll have some fun as we check out Eagle Falls Adventure Golf and Laser Tag.
And we're watching for small chances for maybe showers or a few rumbles of thunder, but temperatures warming up. Could we possibly hit 90? More when you tune in on your Wednesday.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services.
Today, Governor Tony Evers joined LGBTQ advocates outside the state capitol in Madison to raise the rainbow flag in honor of Pride Month. Evers is joined by Senator Tammy Baldwin, the first openly gay or lesbian U.S. senator, elected in 2012. June was chosen to celebrate LGBTQ lives in recognition of the 1969 Stonewall riots.
This is truly a reflection of a commitment from every level and across state agencies to support and protect the LGBTQ community in the state of Wisconsin.
Here in the Northwoods, LGBTQ leaders moved most of their Pride events online this year. However, there is a new first for Rhinelander, a drag show at the Night Gallery downtown coming up. President Biden traveled to Tulsa, Oklahoma today, commemorating the victims of that city's 1921 race massacre 100 years ago this week, also trying to promote racial equity going forward. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
A day of reckoning for one of the most horrifying chapters in American history as a U.S. president for the first time publicly commemorates the 1921 race massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 100 years ago this week, a white supremacist mob burned down the thriving Greenwood community known as Black Wall Street. Some 300 Black Americans were killed. Thousands lost their homes and businesses. One of the last living survivors recently testified before Congress seeking justice.
I still see Black men being shot, Black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire.
President Biden meeting today with survivors and their descendants.
It is so very important for us to educate our community and our nation about these horrible events.
The massacre, often overlooked in history books, has left an ugly scar on this city.
Black families are half as likely to own a home as a white family.
Amid intense debate over reparations for survivors, President Biden announcing steps to narrow this country's racial wealth gap, carved out through decades of systemic racism. The president's plans include fair housing enhancements, such as addressing inequality in home appraisals and increasing federal contracts with small, disadvantaged businesses. A day to look back, but also forward to heal the wounds of racial injustice in America.
That's Alice Barr reporting. One woman in western Wisconsin is being called the fairy godmother of her town. We'll take a look at her dress creations, why she makes them, and gives them away after the break.
Hungry for something hot and juicy? Maybe. Breaded by hand? Sounds steamy. Nestled between two toasted buns? Toasty. The new hand-breaded chicken sandwich from Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Let's go. Seatbelts? Nah, don't worry about it. All right.
Those dudes are going nowhere fast.
Donald Driver.
Buckle up, fellas. If you don't, it can cost you money or worse.
Got that superhero. I told you. You were right.
Click it or kick it. Together, we can save lives.
Rust is most active in the spring. Fight back and protect your vehicle's investment by calling Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing service today.
Can you get this? I don't have my wallet. Oh, really? It's funny how that always happens.
It's funny. With BMO Harris, you don't need your wallet. You can get money from any BMO ATM using your phone.
Uh-oh, looks like someone can buy their own tacos.
You could also pay them back with Zelle.
So many ways for you to pay. Awesome.
Order for BMO.
Ooh, tacos, banking. Some things are made to be mobile.
That feeling you get when your phone is your wallet. That's the BMO effect. And right now, open a new BMO Harris account online in just 5 minutes.
Introducing Granite Stone, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Look, sticky candies, burnt-on cheese, caramel and chocolate. Even upside-down pan pizza just doesn't stick. Perfectly sear a filet or fire flambe. Get your Granite Stone pan for just $19.99. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan, absolutely free. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-898-6703. That's 1-800-898-6703 or order on.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC News Watch 12. News from where you live.
You like it made from scratch?
We know you do.
How about hot and hand-breaded?
That looks crispy.
First thing in the morning.
Not your grandpa's biscuit.
The new hand-breaded chicken biscuit from Hardee's.
Feed your happy.
One Wisconsin woman is known as the fairy godmother of her town. She gifts prom gowns to teen girls. Andrea Alvarez gives us a look at her creations.
In this farmhouse, stuffed with sparkle and lace, is the fairy godmother of Holmen, Wisconsin.
This is just not even a fourth of what I have.
Devoted to making dreams come true.
It makes them happy. The one little girls, I've never met a princess before. She's just twirling around, and it was just, that's the thanks I get. I love it.
Prom gowns and wedding dresses for free or a fraction of the price.
I don't get rich on this. No. I do it just to help girls. And the money that the girls pay for some of the dresses goes to pay for the storage. So it's not a get rich thing.
It's more like break even if you can. This started with a small collection when Judy Wolf saw a second life for her daughter's discarded formal dresses.
Ooh.
Many of these gowns are donated.
I like that.
Or Judy buys them herself. She's become a self-taught dry cleaning whiz and an expert seamstress. She's even known to do alterations for free.
There's not a dress that you can't use. If it's got something wrong with it, you can tear it apart and make it into something else.
And she tucks lessons between the tool.
And I say it right to them. All I ask is that you pay it forward. Give the dress to someone else when you're done with it.
She wants the girls to learn how to give back, so she's spending time teaching them to sew tiny gowns for stillborn babies or preemies that don't survive.
You don't want to get gratitude or anything, you know. What I think is really nice is the photographers that come in and take pictures. They did that for my daughter. Took a lot of pictures of the baby and stuff, too.
Some of Judy's wedding dresses have stubborn stains, or the style may be a little too dated, so she transforms them into these miniature angel gowns. Something that was not available the day her granddaughter was stillborn.
And when I saw that poor little girl with this diaper 3 times bigger than her, laying wrapped in a blanket, I couldn't believe it.
Teaching comes easily to Judy.
It is healing. It helps.
She used to be a nurse aide in the school system until she was put on permanent disability in 2002.
It's been hard. I mean, I've got a cupboard full of medicine that I have to take and stuff. Let's see.
Judy is plagued by health problems because she was a 9/11 volunteer.
That was when the towers came down. That was over there, too.
Working about 4 blocks from Ground Zero, where she and thousands of others were exposed to toxic dust.
The numbers are just so high. Just within a week, just last week, there was 5 of them passed away with cancer.
And while she cannot earn a paycheck like she used to, Judy calls the work she is doing worth it and says it has helped her navigate the peaks and valleys of PTSD.
I still don't regret going. I mean, I look at all the people that I was able to help, even though I'm, sick. But there was a lot of people I could help while I was there.
Her perspective is rare and refreshing. So before our conversation was over, we had to ask Judy where that seed of volunteerism got started.
My dad was a volunteer firefighter. And my mom always taught us, always do for others, don't always do for yourself.
Andrea Albers reporting. So far, Judy's given away about 500 dresses. The angel gowns she makes are donated to local hospitals. You can find out more about her wedding and prom dress projects on Facebook. Just search for the Beautiful Butterfly Project Prom. We'll be right back.
Step 1, build a workhorse that works harder. Give it a letter. Then do it all again. Rethink, redefine, rebuild. Gear it for adventure. Make it sleeker, lighter. Make it tough, the toughest ever. And then make it a hybrid, because the only ones who can outwork the workhorse are the ones that built it. See your Ford dealer to build and pre-order your F-150 or Ranger today and get an additional $500 bonus certificate on top of all offers.
Moments of life are special, and suffering from diabetes should not get in the way. US Med's mission is to find ways to make your diabetes more manageable and more comfortable. You deserve to enjoy life without the constant reminder of living with diabetes. If you monitor with 4 or more tests per day, inject insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, you may qualify to receive a continuous glucose monitor, the latest in diabetes technology. A continuous glucose monitor provides blood sugar readings without uncomfortable finger sticks and alerts you real time to potentially harmful spikes in your blood sugar levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurance companies. If you're a caretaker for someone who suffers from diabetes or have diabetes yourself and meet these conditions, please call our diabetic specialist now to see if you qualify for your continuous glucose monitor.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Jeff, warm today, going to get hot this weekend.
50s and 60s out there now, but 80s and possibly a couple low 90s this weekend. You ready for that? Let's go outside currently. We're in the 50s, a couple low 50s out there currently. Even a 60 still in Antigo. We'll have lows in the low 50s this evening. All right, so there are a couple sprinkles out there heading toward the Fox Valley right now, and a few more back off to our west. There is a rogue chance now for a couple thunder showers tomorrow. Most of us will stay dry, but be ready for that tomorrow as there'll be more clouds across the area. And then a better chance for rain actually on Thursday. That's the warm front, and then we crank up the heat and the humidifiers, and everything's going to get hot around here with highs upper 80s on Saturday.
Not just for a day or two either. That's a stretch of hot weather. 4 or 5 days. All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for joining us on News Watch 12 at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.